Okay, anyway, uh, here in Arizona, man, we have lots of snakes. I see them all the time. And usually I see them crossing the paved sections of the trail system, right? Certain areas, I know where they hang out. Out on the mountain bike trail, up till 2 days ago, I'd never seen them. Lots of mice. We have mice around here with a natural defense, in which their tails are painted the same color as the rattlesnakes. Okay, so it is August. It is summertime. It is humid. It is monsoon season, which means we've gotten a lot of rain. So you got to understand something about deserts. There's a lot of water in there. It really is. And there's certain sections where we have lush greenery. So I hit the mountain bike trail at night. It's nothing unusual. But here was the thing. Most of the trails are open. Cacti. Cacti are the most dangerous thing out there. You can see, the bases of bushes. Occasionally snakes will hang out around those. But that's not usually where you're going to find snakes. They transit through those areas. And like I said, they will occasionally coil. You do need to watch where you step. It's a lesser danger. When you start seeing lush sweetgrass that's closing in on a trail at dusk, you got a bunch of coilers that wake up hungry. Imagine yourself a hunter and you're stalking whatever it is you're trying to eat. You finally got a beat on it and some asshole crashes through the bicycle. You're hungry. You've been watching this thing and this jerk just came in here and spooked it and you're pissed. Well, you might smack a guy with a rifle stock simply because he came up at the wrong time, he got in the way, and then he ran his mouth about it. Leave the snakes alone. Know when they eat, and understand when you start passing through strictures on the trail like that at dusk with hungry snakes, you could get struck. Now, I gotta tell you, we have very, very genteel snakes around here. Rattlesnakes are some of the most polite creatures you'll ever run across. But like every other animal, they have personalities, and occasionally you're going to run across a real asshole. The likelihood of that is greater when they wake up hungry and they got some dickhead walking through their hunting ground with a bike. Okay? Sometimes you just need to know when to go home, come back later. So there's different times of the year where I'm not going to have to deal with a lot of that. First one I saw, he stopped me, right? Started walking the bike. Second one I didn't see. He could have lit my ass up on the way through had I come through there at speed. You'd be surprised how fast some little guys are, especially when they land on the trail and you can't see them. They're coiled. Bad medicine. That coiled snake is a really dangerous one, especially when he's craning his head. He's not rattling. He's testing the air. He's just kind of craning that head coiled. He's like, what are you doing here? Are you sure? They're polite, I'm telling you, until they're not. So you have to understand what our Arizona snakes actually are. I love to watch those, but I stay back 12 feet. I don't piss with them. I watch them, and they do their thing, and we've kind of got an arrangement like that. I've seen one really aggressive one in several years. This time, unfortunately, the way I had my camera set up on the bike, something happened that I didn't expect because the way I positioned the phone in a hasty manner on the handlebars, the camera was focusing on brake cables and shift cables. So everything in the background was kind of blurry because it was focused in on those cables. So it was kind of the shots of a lifetime, and I missed them. You just couldn't see enough, so I'm not going to bother putting it up. But I decided to get off the trail, get into the open desert, and walk back to the paved section. It's not very far. I can crash through bushes really quickly in a straight line, but with a bike, in sandals, at dusk, with hungry snakes, and trees that are closed together, and other tall grasses, how much sense does it make for me to go crashing through anything. You don't. So you have to kind of gently, wind your way out around the bushes through open areas where you can see, right? And I did find one more snake after that. So you got to be careful. You need to know what you're doing out here, and you need to understand where the actual dangers are. Really nice looking grass. It's tall. It's close to the trail. You cannot walk through those areas without being in striking distance, and I guarantee you, because those stands of grass are kind of few and far between, I would bet there was at least 2 or 3 snakes. Now you could divide those up between both sides of the trail, but I would bet there were 2 or 3 more snakes in that grass within striking distance had I passed through there. Don't do it. So snake safety is as much about common sense and respect as it is anything else. So if you're a person that goes out and actually films snakes and you do the snake thing, you'll have chaps, you'll have hard shoes, you're going to have probably someone else with you, proper filming equipment, you're going to have snake sticks. People that actually do that know where to find those at night. And unless you're that guy, don't do it. Just ride at a different time or a different time of year. And I think that's important. I think it's important that gets said. So now, somehow somebody probably may need to put a venomous creature sign out there at Fantasy Island. Okay, I have ridden out there at night quite a bit, just not in August. So yeah, I've seen Gila monsters, tarantulas, bark scorpions, you name it. But these were the first snakes, and they were in a very dangerous location for riders. Okay, so we may need a sign out there now. Probably most of the locals that would actually use that are already aware of it. I had missed it because I was out there at fortuitous times and I just never ran across them. Well, I damn sure did Sunday night.